Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Runjay Patel. Guys, in the Flow Designer series, as of now, we have seen that how we can use the out of the box actions, right? We have designed many flow and one business requirement I have discussed in the last session, right? I was talking about this. So for designing this, I have not created any our own custom actions, so we have used all the predefined, which is their legacy one, I can say, which is provided by ServiceNow. We have used it. But what if something it is not there out of box, it is not present? What we can do on that case, right? So there are several out-of-box core action and steps in ServiceNow Flow Designer built in. We require to build our custom action to execute the functions not satisfied by the core action. So as I said, like something which is required to be mm, enabled, which is not possible by the out of the box features which we have right now. So on that case, guys, we have to write our own custom action so that our business process owner they can utilize it, right? We will discuss this basic step in creating a custom action in Flow Designer, right? So our main agenda to have this custom action so that our business process owner who doesn't know the technical and they doesn't write the code, they can utilize this action to build their flow, right? And it's not necessary that, guys, the design which we are going to make a custom the script which we are going to write it for the custom action, it is not way to do via the writing a direct script on the table. Yes, it is possible, but every time we have to utilize that script. But our just think about the person who doesn't have the technical knowledge, they how they are going to use, right? If we are writing a script on that case, guys, what we will be doing, we are saying, hey, I'm going to create one action for you. Okay, whenever it is required, you just utilize it, right? And before starting for the custom action creation, guys, let's understand the little bit of core concept about the custom action over here, right? So custom action is a reusable custom, basically has a three component, that is the input, action step and the output. So first we have to define what kind of input parameter which we will be taking while if anyone is taking this action in their flow, right? So first we have to define the input, then we will be writing our steps. A step might be a combination of your writing a custom script if it is required. If you are dealing with the complex requirement, then definitely you have to go with the a script section, right? And the output, what would be the output after the ones will execute this our custom actions, right? So here I have given the little picture which we are going to see in a second, that here in the input section, this is the input action input is there. And here we can maintain our steps, so this is called the action steps, and the third one and the last one is the output, this is called the output action output. Fine. Fine, guys. So, same thing I have written over here, and which we are going to discuss in the live example. And in this use case, the scenario which I have taken in this case, that create a demand task for all the group member if demand moves from draft to submit a state. An assignment group is demand manager. Right, so this is the use case. Your client is asking, hey, create a task, demand task for all the group members, if a group member is a demand manager, right? If someone is created the demand and the demand is assigned to demand manager group, and if demand got submitted, then we have to create a task, not only one task which is we have to create a task for all the group members, right? So this is out of box, it is not there. I know we can write a direct script to achieve this, but this will be a one time job we will be doing. but if we want to reuse it, we cannot do it again. We have to do the development, right? So if we are writing the same thing in the action, and we will be guiding them, our business process owner, to use this to, if wherever they want to create a demand task for the all the group members. I hope the idea is clear, guys. So same thing we have written, we can only we can write directly in the script associated with the table to achieve this requirement. However, our purpose here is to enable the process owner to define process automation without writing a line of code, right? Because this is the first time we will be doing, and our the process owner, they can utilize this. Fine, so let's jump to the practical session over here. So again, we have to go with flow, right? And here now the as of now we were dealing with the flow. Now this time we will be dealing with the actions. So here all the action will listed down over here, right? And how we can create a new, here we have a new button, and we have a flow, subflow, and the action. So this time we are going to create a new action. So it's like a kind of a flow only. First you have to define the property. This is meant for what purpose, right? So let's say create a D task for a group members. This is the name which I'm giving, right? So and this will be applicable for a global application, accessible from all the scopes, right? So I'm not going to restrict on anything. So here, done. Now I'm going to click on submit. Fine. Now what we are going to do, so this is the screen, guys, which I was talking about. This screen I have given the screenshot, that here is this input section is the input parameter which we will be taking. As you can see here, the plus icon, if I'm moving mouse over here, it is saying add a new step. So in between we can add a steps over here. So if you have design any design pattern, the same way we will be creating a steps, right? So here also the kind of a similar step it is there. So in the input, here we are going to define our input parameter which will be required to take it, right? So here the button is there, plus create input, right? So the moment you will click on this button, it will create one line for you, and here we have to provide the input. So in this, what we are going to do, right? We are going to create a action that which will allow to uh, which will allow to create a demand task for all the group members. So first thing what we have to say, we have to say for which group you want to create a demand task, right? So first of all, we need to take a group. So I'm saying group name, and the variable by default it will come like this, and this time instead of a data type which we have to select, that is a reference type, right? A reference, in the reference we have to select the group, right? So the group name is sys underscore user underscore group, right? So this is the one. Fine. So first things which we have taken, that is the we want only the group. So once we have taken the group, and we will be writing some script to achieve this, right? So group name we have taken, and for which demand, right? So on the next step which we have to do, that we have to say a demand, right? A demand is when not required, right? So let's say only the group is required whenever you are using this. Fine. And now we have to design our steps, right? So here I'm just clicking on the plus icon. Here it is giving so many options to create it, right? So here also option is there to create a task. So if I will use this out of the box one, then it will create only one task, but we want to create a task for all the group members, right? So how we can do so? So we have an option called a script over here. So we'll be selecting a script, and in this script, what name we have to provide, just let's say It's up to you how you are providing. Create d task, right? So create d task is there. Now here we have to provide our input, and the input parameter just provide a group sys id, right? Group sys id and the value which we will be taking from the input, correct? So in this case we'll be selecting a group. So by default, if we are, because this is a reference field, by default the sys id will get assigned to this over here. And then now same thing which in this code we are going to utilize here, we are going to utilize this group so that we can create a demand task, right? So what the logic, we a script which we have to write that, let me write it for you, where gr glide record, under this we will be passing the our sys underscore user underscore group, right? Or no, maybe I have mistaken, the group member table is something different. Let's check it from our left navigation. We will be opening any group and we will be checking our group member table, right? So basically we have to define, this is our sys underscore user underscore uh, group member. So this is the one which we have to take it in our glide record as an object. And now we have to do gr dot, which is not coming, then we have to use query, and while gr dot next, right, opening braces. And here now again we have to, because this is the loop which is going to give all the group members, right? And the we are forgetting one more thing, that we have to add for which group we are going to do, right? So gr dot, let's say add query, we will be doing add query, and here the query name is the, first we have to take a group, and then we have to get the this value, right? Because this has to be dynamic. So here in this case, how we will get this value? So in this case we have to use the input variable over here, right? Inputs dot this, whatever the name you are specifying over here. So this will be used for the variable, right? And for output, whatever the output you want to pass it, then you have to use it as a output. But in this case we are not going to use output. In the second use case I will be showcasing you how we can use the output variables. Fine. So here in this group I am saying just give me the group member for all the users list which belongs to this group, right? Now again here we have to do a glide record, but this time which we have to do, that is a that is on where, on the demand task, right? So wait, let me open any demand task, demand over here, let me open it. I'm just opening a demand in down, it should be associated with one demand task, yeah. So I'm just opening, I'm just wanted to know the table name so that our script will execute correctly. So on the demand task I'm just going to say this, and first you know that what we have to do, gr dot initialize we have to do, right? So we are calling it this one, and then we will be setting the value. And what is the value which we have to set? The first thing we have to do, that is the parent equal to, okay, we have not taken the parent, right? So again we have to create one more variable, and here we have to say the demand, right? And in this on for that also guys, we have to create one more input field over here that is called a demand, and this will also become a reference field. A reference field, this is for the demand, right? Now here we are selecting demand, we are done, and now in this option we have to select input. Now demand is coming. So yeah, now here in the parent we have to map with this input variable input dot demands, right? Demand. So whatever the name which we are giving over here, that we have to fill in, and the okay, and the short description, let's say we'll see what are the field we can use it. An assignment group, definitely we have to use it guys. So assignment group, let's say we want to assign this to a specific group, right? So gr dot not parent, gr dot assignment group is equal to let's say some input you want to give it. Assignment group would be, let's say, some a static value which I'm going to give ServiceNow help desk something, right? So basically we have to use the sysid, right? Let me open in the new record. So this is the a static value which I'm just using it guys over here, right? So sorry, we have to give in this format, right? And gr dot insert, right? So this is the value which we have taken, so it will create it. And what else we can, okay, so short description we can use it, right? So for short description what we can provide the same way guys, here we have to write a gr dot short description, gr dot short description. Okay, parent is coming, I don't know by default after pressing a dot it is by default it is coming. So in this case we are just saying a test, complete the demand, complete the demand, or provide your input whatever it is, right? So demand here will be this, right? We are done. So what it will do, it will first let me explain you again. Let me save it first so that we will not lose our code if session get expired. So in this code what I'm going to do, here I have taken, let me explain you again. Here I have taken a two input. First one is the group name and the second one is the demand. And in the script I have created one step over here, and in this step we are just using it, this input variable, okay? And in this and from where it is coming, it is coming from your input, right? Now the same value we are trying to get it over here in the script section, that this piece of code, it will give the list of the users which belongs to the group which is assigned to whatever group name you will be providing, right? And we will see in the flow, we will create one flow also to utilize this action, right? So that you will understand the better way and you will have a better clarity. And here yeah, I'm just creating, doing a glide record on the demand, initializing it, and making it parent, setting the value over here. These are the value setting, right? So let's publish it. And in the output section, guys, I'm not, as I said, like for this, there is no output record because we are just internally creating a demand task. All right. So now this time, let's say, what was the question? So create a demand task for all the group members if demand moves from draft to submitter state, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to create a flow to test our actions which we have just now created. So I'm just saying create a D task for all group all group members, right? Let it be in the application is equal to global so that it will be applicable everywhere. right? So now first things which we have to do, that we have to trigger it, right? So let's say inserted or updated, and here we are going to select the demand, right? So whenever demand, it will be only once, not for every update, let's say. Done, right? So we are done with the trigger, or it should be once, but we have to add the conditions over here, because as per the use case, maybe if demand moves from draft to submit a state, then we have to trigger it, right? So we are selecting a state, um, changes to submitted, right? Then this flow should start executing. Now in the action, this time which we have to select, that just now we have created the action which we have created, that this one, right? Create a D task for a group member. So this I'm going to use it. So where it will be applicable, right? So under the global, because we have selected the global, and in this it is available over here, right? So create a D task for the group members, correct? So I'm just going to select it, and the input which we have asked, that it is asking for the um, group name and the demand. One more thing guys, I forget over here, let me do it before doing a testing. Actually we have to make a mandatory, if you want to make a mandatory over here, right? So let's say group name is mandatory, has to, user has to provide. As of now this group name is not mandatory, right? So if you want to make them mandatory, just make sure, that means you are selecting a mandatory is equal to true. And let's say save it, and again we have to activate it guys. Just publish it. Fine, so that it will start reflecting over here. So once we'll refresh it, it will come as a mandatory. Okay, we have not saved it, so again we have to start from the scratch guys. I'm sorry. So okay, fine. So no issue. We will again we will say created or updated, and the table we will be selecting a demand, and the conditions which we will be providing, that a state, right? A state changes to a submitted state, right? So this is our trigger condition. Now the action which we are going to choose this time, that we can type it also over here, it will come directly. Create D task. Let's see, as you can see here, it's came. Now we are selecting, right? And this time, as you can see here, a star, it is coming now, right? So we want to create a for which group. So if you want to um, create a task for the group which it is defined from this demand, then you just go over here and select, and you just do it from the demand, right? So assignment group, but in this case I'm not going to do case. So okay, let's select the assignment group basically. So whatever the assignment group would be there on the demand, for that we want to create a task, right? And now here in the demand, we have to map it for under which demand we want to create the task, correct? So in this case definitely we have to select the demand record over here, so that it will map with the parent. Because if you will see the script over here, okay, if you will see the script over here, that we are mapping this demand with the parent. So right, we are mapping with the parent, so that it will get associated with those. Now we are done, so we are saving just a simple flow guys, just for testing purpose. I'm just saving it, right? And let's execute it. So I have updated it, activated it, and will start again creating one demand. Let's see, this is done. Let's say create one more demand over here. This demand, let me just close this, and this time I'm just giving some random value, and the assignment group which I'm just going to select demand manager, okay? Or let's say demand, oh yeah, let's say demand manager only. Fine, so I have just saved it right now. This demand in the draft state, and the assignment group is the demand manager. So what we are asking based on the this flow and based on this use case, that means whoever assign this assignment, based on this assignment group, please create a demand task over here. So as of now guys, as you can see here, there is no demand task created because still it is in the draft state. So let me submit it, and the demand number is guys 1110, right? So if I'm submitting this, then demand moves from draft to submitted state, and this time it should create a task for this, right? Still it is not yet created. We'll need to see why it is not yet created, right? It should create. So approval, it is working. That was the first one. Okay, and the okay might be because demand is two flow is active as of now. So let me deactivate the previous one. So let me just do it over here, and we have to deactivate demand demo flow, right? Fine, so let me just deactivate the demand demo flow. Still it is processing, so that we will not have any confusion, right? So let me just deactivate it, and we will just recheck our code also. Where is our code? This one, right? So I'm hoping this all are okay. Assignment group is this. Okay, so what we can do, instead of a static, we are going to just say the dynamic over here as well, right? So this will assign whatever the group we are getting from the demand, so it will get assigned over here. So glide record, I'm hoping everything is okay. So let me save it again and let me publish it. Fine, so let me just perform a testing over here itself, guys. So I'm just saying demand manager, and here it will be some, let's say 1 2 3 4 is there. And now let's click on this link and we'll see, okay, glide record is not defined. Why it is saying a glide record is not defined? Okay, we are missing the R, guys, from that. Okay. So let's go back to our flow. So record spelling, I have by mistake record R was missing, and from here also R was missing. Fine. It looks everything rest is okay. So let's do this again. So this is the very good way, guys, to perform the testing on the same screen. You can just perform it. So let's say ServiceNow, okay, not ServiceNow, demand manager will be checking over here, and the demand same we will be taking. We'll see this time what issue it is come. This time it didn't give me any issue. Let me check the steps. What step it's completed, and looks like it is working. Okay, so I hope this worked now. Yes, it got created. Fine, so let me just explain you again, guys, because there was a little bit one spelling mistake which I have made in the script. So I have not changed anything over here. So I've just written the R was missing in the glide record. So glide record here we are just initializing it and we are just creating a um, task for it. So now this is published now. So let's create a new demand so that we can have a better clarity that how our new action just now which we have created it is working, right? So let's say I'm just giving 444 something and the demand manager and just saving this, right? So if I will open this demand manager and we'll see how many group members are there. So for all the group members, so demand task should create, right? So that our objective. So I have just opened the group member over here, sorry, group over here. So there are two group member in this. So two task has to create, right? So if I will submit it, so let me submit this. It's got submitted and we'll hope this time we will be seeing the two task has to be created. Oh, maybe again I did a mistake. I don't know why it is not working here. Very big mistake I did it, guys. This object is also using over here, so this supposed to not use it. So we have to change something. Let's say the task. So one time it is getting execute, but the second time it is not getting executed, right? Because the same variable we have used it. Now I have changed it, so this time it should work fine. So this is the kind of troubleshooting we have to do, guys. If you are not using any um, Google help, if you are writing a script by yourself, then definitely you will be doing some mistake. So don't worry, guys. So this is the way you can just be very proficient in the coding style also. Fine. Let me do it again for you. That okay. So we have already identified that two group members are there on that. So this time I will be saying this and let's say again select the demand manager and just save it. This time hopefully everything should work. It should create a two demand task, right? So it should create again, it's loading. Okay, fine. So if I will refresh it, got it, guys. So as you can see here the description which I have given that the complete the demand it is there for both, and let me open it, right? So and the assignment group which we have given that it is coming from the this demand manager, right? So it's cool, guys, right? So it's a very simple, guys. Once you will do your practice, but definitely you have to do the practice. Until and unless you will not do the practice, it will make you feel that this is too hard. But just believe me, guys, it's very simple to create a um, any action, your custom action based on your business requirement, right? In the second use case, guys, in the next video I'll be taking a second use case over here. That means we will be using to calculate the age of the ticket. Let's say some requirement came to calculate the age of the ticket and just place it over the uh, ticket itself. So on that case definitely we are going to use the output variable over here, means output action. Thanks, guys, thanks for watching. Please do like and subscribe my channel. Thank you. Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Runjay Patel. Guys, in this video I'm going to talk about use case number 2, that how we can calculate the age of the ticket. So we are going to create a custom action over here to calculate the age of the ticket so that we can use wherever we want. Let's say we want to calculate the incident age of the incident, then we can use that, calculate the age of the incident. If we want to use for another table like problem or change request, so anywhere we can use it. So we are going to create a action. Using that action we can calculate the age of the ticket, right? Hope you remember in my previous video I have taken the use case number one. Over there I have taken example for demand module. Over there we have created a custom action, and we have defined that how we can create a demand task for the all the group members, right? So I hope you have gone through it. If not, then please go through that first, so that you will be have a fair idea that how we can create a custom actions, right? So let's talk about this use case, and let me navigate to the flow designer over here. And here we know that how to create a form action. So sorry, um, flow action. So here is the option we can create a flow action from here. So I'm just going to give a name which I'm going to use, calculate age of the tickets. Let me use the same thing, calculate the age of the ticket, calculate. Fine. Now I'm just going to submit it. Fine, so this canvas will open. So you know that this will first we have to define the input. So this time how many types of input we have to define? Basically two input we have to define. First one is the start date and the second one is the end date, right? So that we can use it to calculate the age of the ticket. In this case guys, what I'm going to use a start date I'll be using as a created date, created date of the ticket. Sorry. And end date I'll be using updated. So these two field which is there already there out of the box for the tickets. So I'm going to use this two field to calculate the dates. It's up to you. If you are using any other module, then you can use actual start date, actual end date, something like that. But you have to use the date format. So input type should be a sorry type of the field should be a date and time, right? We'll see that in a moment. So let's first create our field over here. So in the variable, let's say start date, and the type of the field we have to select as a date and time. Fine. And let's keep this as mandatory. We'll create a second field, input field, that which represent the end date. And the same way we have to define the date and time. So two input field we have defined it as a input. Now as I promised in the last video, I was not I have not explained the output variable, but this use case I have taken because to showcase you how we can use the output variable as well. Fine, because in this previous use case there was no need of creating output variable, but in this in case number two, definitely we have to create an output variable to use that, right? So once the date got calculated, we have to use that, and we have to update on the tickets, right? Now the second step what we need to do, that you already know. Here I will be clicking on the plus icon to create a steps, right? So here we have a script. I'll be using a script, right? And let's create a two variable over here, a start date, and here would be a end date. I'm hoping you know already because I have explained this input variable in my previous video. Please, if you have not watched that, please go and watch that first. And here we have to bring the start date and end date, right? Two variable. Now in the code section, we have to write our code to calculate the age of the ticket. So for that again, I have already written the script over here. Let me copy it and I will just paste it over here. Let me explain you guys once again. So here the A start date which we have taken, I have just doing a glide date time, and the variable this date will come from over here, right? A start date, you know that how to get the value from input variable. That means you have to use the input object, and then you have to give your name of the variable which you have given over here. So make sure that means whatever the name you are giving over here, you have to use the same, right? So in this case, this is just for reference. This is for created date and this one for updated. But it's up to you for this start or end date you are using for where. Fine. So now this is the one here. Let me just hit the enter over here, and this is basically giving me the difference between a start date and end date, which will get calculated as a like age of the tickets, right? So as you can see here, I'm just subtracting from a start date minus end date. So this will give me the total number of days, and in this I'm just using a function get display value. So whatever the number of days it will it basically it will give you the number in the millisecond. So once you will convert it in millisecond, once you use this function basically, then it will give you a value in the string format, whatever the date and whatever the days and the minute you have spent that time, based on the this different, it will give you the date form string value over here, right? So again, so this guy, so for input we have used whatever the naming convention we have followed over here. So same way for this, basically I have written the ticket underscore age. So same variable we have to use it for the output variable, right? So here the output variable is there. So what we have to do, we have to just create it, and here you have to say this is the label one, and here we have to say this variable has to go, and the label you can set it anything, like let's say ticket age. I'm just giving, so this will become a name, that means which we are giving. And yeah, so till here it is okay. I'm hoping you understood that how we are setting it. So this variable name, whatever you have written in the script, you same you have to use it over here as well. Fine. So here the value it is now there. So from where value we are mapping, still we are not mapping any value. So I don't know whether this is a bug, because it is not coming. It has to come like this. So it has to come like this to map the variable over here, but it is not coming. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to save it so that whatever the data which we have entered, it will be get saved. And again I'm just coming back over here, and still it is not coming. Fine, so this is the age which we have got it. Now what next thing we have to do, that here in the output section we have to, here we have just mapped it that in the output section this name will come, right? And here in the output mm, output action we have to create again the name, let's say mm ticket age again I'm just giving. Then here we have to map it the ticket age same name. And okay, so I was talking about this guy because it is not coming over here to select the value. Basically it has to give me a option to select the value which we have set it over here. So again I'm coming back, and now see this time it is giving. So first time when I came to create output variable, that time it was only given me option to create a label and field name, right? So it was not giving an option to select the value. So again I switch back from a script to again output, then it's came back. I don't know whether it's a bug, and this is as per the design. So what we have to do, this time definitely we have to go with the script, and here we have to select the ticket age, right? So here we have selected, means the output which we will be getting as a ticket age, right? Let me explain you once again guys over here. It is very simple, just try to understand over here. So here we have created a two input field. This is our first step we have created, and the type data type which we have taken over here, that is the date and time. Again we have to say the mandatory, both start of end date should be mandatory. Again, then we have created one steps over here. So in this let's say calculate age of the ticket. The name I have just given for this is just a name for the this steps. So in this step what we have taken the input variable over here, and we are taking from the input variable in the script, and here we are just calculating age of the tickets, and then we are setting into the output variable, and in the output action we are just mapping that value which we have produced in the script, right? I hope it is clear. Let me save it and we will just test it whether it is working or not. So let me publish it so that it this action will be available sorry guys, this action will be available for our flow. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just create a now a new flow to get the, let's say, update ticket age. This is the flow which I'm going to created it. And before that guys, what you have to do, I have already done it. Basically we have to create one we have to create basically a attribute on the form so that you can paste it over there, right? So let me showcase you incident, and in that form I have created one variable that is called the ticket age. So in this I'm going to paste it whatever the date would be over here, right? So let's say right now I'm going to calculate save it so that it will give me the little bit time over here, age of the ticket. I'm just saving it. Done. As of now it is not there because we have not included the flow. So let's create the flow. So I'm saying whenever created or updated um, table, based on you on which table you want to create. In this example I have created a attribute on the incident table, so I'm going to select the incident, but this will be applicable for all the tables. So because I have created the action in the global, so you can utilize it anywhere. So whenever incident is getting created or updated, that time that is my trigger point. And the second thing which I'm going to do right now, that we are going to use this calculate the age, basically calculate the age of the tickets, right? So let's select it, and now see it is giving me it is asking me to input the start or end date, right? So what I'm going to do, because I'm going to select a start date as a incident created date. So from here I'll be saying created one. As you can see here, date and time it should match, and the end date it should be a updated one, right? So updated is the end date I'm taking as a, so that because every time the moment you will update the incident, it will not update the created one, right? It will update only the updated. Fine. So a start date we can take it as a created one. So here we have created, and we just done with our this. And the next flow which we have to do, that we have to update the ticket, right? So update the record, and we are going to update the incident. So incident table we have selected, and then we have to select the field. So field name which we have created, that is a ticket age, and here we will be selecting the outcome from the first action, right? Because this action will give us the date age of the ticket. So what I'm going to do here, I will be selecting, as you can see here, this is the output which we have produced, right? So this we are going to select it. So in this, whatever the value it will come based on the this calculation, it will update it, right? Hope it is clear to you. Fine, so now we are done, so we are going to save it, and now I'm going to activate this flow as well, and I'll be creating or updating. I'll be updating the same ticket so that it will update the ticket age over here. So it's got activated. Let me update something. So if I will update it and I have to refresh it, I believe, then it will. As you can see here, now it's a 3 minute it is saying. So let me take some old incident which is created long back. Anyone I'll be taking. So let's say I'll be taking this one, and if I will try to update this, then let's see how much age is coming for this incident. Right, so as you can see here, 9 days, 5 hour, 37 minutes, right? So it's giving us exact time, date and minute and second also, right? So yeah, cool, right? So I hope you got it. The way we have designed our action over here. Let me explain, because this is the very important one. I have taken only two input and a start date and end date. I'm just calculating it over here. So this is the syntax. I can just paste it once I will upload this video so that you can uh, get a help to calculate the date, and then in the output section I'm just using this variable. Thank you guys, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe my channel if you have not yet liked and subscribed. Thank you. Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Runjay Patel. Guys, in this video I'm going to talk about use case number 3. This is a practical example and live scenario, I can say. And this is the business use case, and you might be getting the same requirement from your client as well, because I was receiving a many requests to use the use case when we are implementing with the whenever we are implementing with the client environment, right? So like that kind of scenario I have taken this time, so that you will also aware, that means how we can handle once the requirement come to you. Fine, so this time use case I have taken create a problem ticket from the incident if incident has been created more than 5 times for the same CI. So I hope you got it. So if one CI, if any CI have a 5 or more incident created against that CI, then we have to create a problem ticket from that incident. Right, so this is the business use case. So let's start it. Before starting, guys, please, it's a humble request. Please do like and subscribe my channel if you like my video. Then, yeah, fine. So let's move on to our practical session. So here we will be using our flow designer. Right, this time I'm not going to create a custom one. I'm going to use the existing actions itself. So I'll be for custom action creation. You just watch my previous couple of videos, so that in the first use case and the second use case, I have showcased you how we can create a custom flow action, right? So this time let's do the create a problem uh, tickets. I'm just giving an example for creating a problem ticket from the incident if incident have reached the more than 5 times with the same CI, right? Let's submit it. And now the trigger point which we have to take, that incident created or updated, right? And the table name which we have to keep, that incident table, right? So here is the incident we have taken, and whenever incident is created or updated, then we are asking to trigger this flow, right? So this will be our trigger point, and then in the action, what we can see, we can look up the record, right? So let's look for the something action called lookup. So here we have a already out of the box option that which will keep the count based on our conditions, right? So look up the records, we can use the action, and here we will provide the incident. So I want to look for the record which is under falls under the incident table, and the criteria which I will give over here, that configuration item configuration item is from this table, right? Right, so if configuration item, whatever the incident is getting created or updated, from that I will be looking for the I'm checking for the configuration item, and here I'm saying here this is my conditions. If these conditions match, please give me the number of record over here, whatever the incident have created against this CI. Right, so this is the condition I have just simply said, and I'm just going to say done. Right, and in the next step what I'm going to do, that we are going to use for the count. Right, we have to we have to not use the action, basically we have to check if count is more than, right? So this time we are going to select data field from lookup record, and here we will be getting a count. So this action, basically previous action lookup action is design something like that. That means it has the output variable which will give you the count, right? So if you will go and if you will check this lookup variable, then lookup action, then definitely you will understand that means they have produced a output variable as a count as well. Fine. So if this conditions match, if count is, we will see greater than 5. So this is my requirement, right? So if CI is having more than 5, then definitely we have to create a problem ticket from this, right? So let's say we are done over here. We have checked it, and then what we are going to do, if condition match, then we are going to create a problem. So in this case what I'm going to use, we have one out of the box one which will create a problem from incident. So I'm going to use this action. So this action name is a create a problem from incident. So whenever this condition met, I just want to create a problem from the same incident over here, right? So incident number which we have to select, that is come from the here, right? So from here it will get created. Fine. So this will create a simple problem from the incident. Hope I got it, you got it. That means how we are designing over here. So let me refresh it again. So first thing, we are just trigger condition is look up the incident or trigger condition is basically a created or updated. Whenever incident is getting created or updated, then it will trigger the flow, right? And it will run only one time. Second condition actions which we are taking over here, that look up the record. So we are looking up the record from the incident table based on the configuration item. Whatever the configuration item is selected over here on the incident table, based on that it will look up the record, and it will give us the count. So in the same way, in the if condition we are checking if count is greater than, if count is greater than 5, then we will be creating a ticket over here. And ticket, for that we have already out of the box action create a problem from incident. So this is the simple flow we have designed it, guys. And let me save this. And now let me activate it, and so that we can have a test over here. So let me open the incident. So let me open in the list view so that we can have. So as you can see, guys, let me just do a show matching. So as you can see here, so for this configuration item we have a 6 incident. So if I'm creating a incidents again this CI, then definitely it should create a problem ticket as well, right? But one more thing, guys, here we are missing. So once it will create a problem, the second thing which we will be doing that let me create an incident. Okay, so let me use this incident. So what I'm trying to say over here, that means, okay, so problem is got created, but we have to map that problem, right? Oh, something went wrong. Okay, so problem got created, and how we will come to know that that problem is associated with this incident. So here we have to map it also, right? So for this, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to click on the action, and here we will be using a update record. Right, so in the update record, which update record we will be updating? We will be updating the incident this time, right? And the value we will be updating, that is the problem one. So problem is the field name, and the value which we will be updating, which just now it got created from the step number 3, right? So we will be selecting from a step number 3 over here, that the problem should attach over here, right, in this section, because this is a reference field, so this will work. So done. I have just added more steps so that we can verify it from the incident record itself. No need to go on the problem. Fine, so let me create an incident over here. Still it is loading. Maybe some network issue. No, not network issue there. Fine, so we have successfully activated, and let me just test it. And this time what I'm going to do, this time by default it is selected. How this is possible? Let me create the new one. So here the new incident I'm going to create over here, and the configuration item which I'm going to select this time, this one, because we have a more than 5 configuration incident created against this. So this time it should create a problem as well, right? And as of now, as you can see here, problem is not attached over here. So let me save this. Okay, so just I'm giving any random value. I'm just saving it. Let's see this time whether it is attaching it over here or not. So we just need to refresh it. As you can see here, now this problem number 3 got created against this item, because it finds its configuration item. Based on this, it has a more than 5 times, right? More than 5 incident has been created against this. If you can do the show matching, as you can see here, previously it was 6, and now it's become a 7. And problem record which got created, let me open it from here itself, right? So problem number 3, and the short description we have given that 5 time 1. As you can see here, same problem statement over here, 5 time 1 it is coming as a description. And this is the incident number 26. The incident number 26 is also met, right guys? So it's creating a ticket whenever, when now we can use it. This can be used whenever. This is a kind of one business requirement, guys, and this is a very common business requirement basically. So if you are working on the ITSM module, definitely your client will ask you to implement this functionality. If multiple time incident is getting created, we have to convert that incident as a problem, right? So right now some people are what they they are doing, they are creating, giving a option to create a problem from the like UI action. Then here now we have a option to, why not we can automate it over here, right? Thanks guys, thanks for watching. If you have any doubt, please reach out to me at mm, you know that you have my telegram groups, you have my email ID, all these things. So you can reach out to me to clear your hurdle. Thank you, thanks for watching.